Alright, everything's going. Hello, everyone. I know I said this is a New Year's special, and yet it's not even on New Year's. New Year's is tomorrow, but, I decided since, probably y'all gonna be busy tomorrow anyway, doing whatever's, I decided to just do the New Year's stream today, and also because I felt like it and all that. So, yeah, the other option would have been, staying up till midnight making a stream, which that was, I don't know. The funniest thing is like I'm only 22 right now, and yet for some reason I can't stay up to like really late anymore. I mean, like I did a couple of days ago around Christmas, just because I just was hanging out with some like friends on Discord, but like it was hard. I stayed up quite late, and I was very tired the next day. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a wimp. I'm a little wussy wuss. I'm not even like I'm not even like in my 30s where I'm like, oh, I can't do that. It's like I'm in my 20s. I should still be okay with that, but whatever. I'm weird. But yeah. So, I'm doing it today, and I could do midnight. It's not like I couldn't do midnight, but I don't feel like it. So, we're doing it today, because, yeah. Just because, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, we're not really going to be doing much today. It's just more of just me talking, I guess, and I don't know, about this year and what to expect next year a little bit, I guess for a little bit of the channel and just in general, I suppose. But yeah, I guess, at least start off with, I guess what to expect for next year, I guess, a little bit, because, I don't know. So for next year, a little bit, at least my planned out things, I'm still kind of working out the kinks in here and there, but pretty much for the most part, I know for the beginning of the year, we're gonna do Crash, we're gonna finish Crash Bandicoot, still apologize that I didn't get to finish it this year, but we're going into next year with Crash Mania, I guess, and all that. So yeah, so we're gonna do nice old Crash Bandicoot still for. So I'm gonna finish that up. I think for like the briefest period of time, just for a little hangout and chills, and for me to like kind of to set up everything I need to set up for like whatever else games I want to do. I'm gonna go back to Life is Strange and just do an episode where we get all the collectibles. It shouldn't take that long. It should literally just be a stream. But yeah, just something to break in between everything. And just, because I haven't done the collectibles, I don't like having a stream where I do just find on the collectibles. It's nice to chill stream. It's kind of more of like a hangout stream, if anything. Where I find all the stuff I did not collect and, I platinum the game that way. So there's that. I platinumed the game on the PS4 anyway, but I have not on the PS5, so I'll have 2 platinums for that game. So yeah, there's that, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think, and don't quote me on this because it's subject to change, but I think for the next stream, like after Crash Bandicoot, like series-wise, I'm gonna finally be doing The Last of Us officially as a stream. I think that's probably gonna take us most majority of the year. I don't know. I won't say it's gonna do a whole year, but it's probably gonna do like a good chunk of it. But yeah, we're probably gonna do Last of Us at least for one thing. I don't know what the other game's gonna be. Obviously, something that's like a little shorter side. Obviously, that's not gonna take a whole year because I like having one game that does a good chunk of the year and then things that just go by that way. It's not like I'm doing nothing. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know, some story-based game of some sort, but we'll see. I don't know why I sound like a little clogged. Hold on for a minute. There we go. I don't know. I think it's a little congested for some reason. Anyway, so I did have just had lunch, so that just happens sometimes. But yeah, so that's kind of pretty much my plan, at least for streaming side. So pretty much, yeah, we're gonna finish Crash. Then there's gonna be like a stream episode where I just collect all of True Colors collectibles that way. And then we're gonna move, hopefully, to Last of Us. Again, the other game I'm gonna have on the side, I have not really thought about yet. I do have an idea what one I want to do, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, definitely we'll see. But yeah, when it comes to series-wise, recording on my channel, blah, 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 I think Marvel Nemesis Rising to Purpose is going to be one of the games. I don't know, hopefully not the only series I do, because last time I know I only did, like, the Murder Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was the only series I did. I apologize for that. I wanted to experiment, and I'm still going to experiment with some ideas out there, just because I like to. that way, just because it's fun and interesting to do that kind of thing. I enjoyed doing a lot of what I did last year. I did at least a couple things by the end, obviously, with the 12 Days of Christmas. But we'll get to that later. My little thoughts and things with those. But yeah. But news on your Marvel Nemesis first. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing Sims 2. I know I did a one shot of that. And I want to go back to it just because Sims 2, at least for the PlayStation 2, actually has this kind of story arc thing. You're supposed to do objectives to get through the game. So, you know, it's not very long. That's definitely a short series I can do. So, at least that's two ideas I got on the table when it comes to doing series and gameplay and all that. But other than that, yeah, that's about it. Other than that, this is pretty much beginning of the year. Only, like Last of Us is the only thing that's probably going to go on for a couple months, but this is just more of, like, the beginning of the year concept. I don't know when Marvel Nemesis is going to come out. My guess theory is probably sometime in February, at least that way for, like, that first series, but yeah, so, yeah, Spider-Man and Marvel Nemesis first for, like, the series stuff. I'm going to go back to some series stuff, soon, because I kind of miss doing it, and I would like to do at least a couple more this year than I did last year. I don't know, at least, like, if it just at least two, at least it's better than just one. Like I did, but still, yeah, that's kind of my plan. That's pretty much essentially the plan for so far for for next year. There's other things in between I'll probably come up with and stuff. You know, again, I'm wanting to experiment more still, so we'll see. In other news, we're almost at 90 subscribers, which means we're almost at 100. I kind of want to talk about this one a little bit because we're getting close. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to hit it next year or not. We'll see. God forbid if I get 100 subscribers next year, that would be amazing. I mean, God forbid, I've been doing this for almost a decade, which, yeah, that doesn't, you know, that sounds weird. Me, like, you're 22 and you've been doing this for a decade? Yes. I've been doing, excuse me, I've been doing YouTube since I was 14. So, yeah, that's, you know, terrifying of a thought process of, yes, I've been doing this for that long. So, while a decade sounds like, you know, a long time, and yet I'm so young, I've been doing it since I was a teenager, so, you know, that's fun. And I've been doing this as a hobbyist thing since then. I mean, at first, I kind of wanted to do it as a career, but then, you know, the adpocalypse of 2016 came about, and just 2016 in general, and it kind of showed me that maybe I don't want to do this as a career. I mean, it's not like I won't throw it off the table ever completely, but at this moment in time, I'm content as this a hobby, just doing whatever I want, because the reality is that once I hit this as a career, I have to kind of change my ways, because I have to at least stick to one thing, and I'm just not ready for that yet. I want to experiment, you know, and who knows, maybe I'll find the thing that's my little thing, you know, and then I can maybe decide if I want to or not, but until then, I'm going to be doing, you know, whatever I want with this channel, just because I enjoy just making random projects and things, you know, that make me happy. I don't know, so, there's that, that way. But yeah, no, but we're almost at 100, again, I don't know if I'm gonna hit it next year or not. That would be really cool, like, again, before hitting 10 years, that would be nice. I'm not hitting 10 years next year, I'm hitting 10 years in 2025, but still, it'd be my 9-year anniversary next year, but still, yeah, that'd be crazy. But yeah, I don't have complete plans yet for, like, what I want to do. I have ideas, but, like, I'm not quite ready to share them yet. I probably might wait until we're, like, there's a tiny bit closer. So we're, like, 95 or so subscribers. I probably would share my idea. Is what I want to do for 100 subscribers, but yeah, no, I just kind of want to mention it because I've been noticing it recently going up a bit more and more over time, and it's been kind of, yeah, interesting. It's been cool, but also terrifying because it's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I know 100 people, quote unquote, isn't a lot, but 100 people means a lot to me in general, though. Like, it just, yeah, it speaks volumes to me that there's 100 people, like, subscribe to my channel, and there's, like, 100 people who, like, want to watch my content in some fashion. I know, and I apologize for people who do watch and have to deal with my inconsistency, whether it's uploading or just inconsistency in content. Like, I apologize for that, and I appreciate that you're here and able to either just, you know, tolerate whatever I post that isn't in your interest, or, like, anything I do. I appreciate it, and I thank you for being around. I really do appreciate it. Instead of 100 subscribers, I'm already doing my little Oscar type of speech of like, I want to thank the Academy, I want to thank my mom, my dad, like kind of thing. But no, seriously, it does warm my heart that you guys are here. But I'll shave that spiel if I do get to 100. It's gonna get very sappy, so yeah, you're gonna hear it from me. But right now, we will save that for when I actually get to that point. Hopefully, like I said, next year we'll see. But yeah, also I noticed when it lets us talk, I am on episode 44. On episode 50, it's not gonna be a crazy special. I'm probably just gonna like, maybe do a tiny look back kind of thing. I know 100 episodes should be for that, but not a complete look back, but just some look back. Might have some guest stars, on there. Just looking back on like the episodes we did together, kind of thing. More specifically with that. But yeah. Also, I will say, hint wise, and I've been waiting for this for a tiny bit of time, but I'm mentioning it now. I do have a new design. I do have a new background design. I've been doing this for at least a while, this background design, but I wanted to wait until the special occasion, so I said, alright, I'll do it till 50 subscribers. But yeah, I will have a new design soon. Not 50 subscribers, but 50 episodes. I said 50 subscribers. I hit more 50. Don't believe. No. 50 episodes of Lesser Stock. So I do have a new background. I do have a new thing. I do have something new for it. Just hold on a little longer. I'll probably try doing more episodes this coming year as well, just so we can get closer to that, so I can actually, change the background. It would be nice. That way. So yeah. So there is that. But yeah, no, that's like little things there's that way for like next year. I could probably tell you my personal things, but right now, I don't know if that's the real time for that. I guess actually no, I can do one personal thing I want to mention, which I don't know if I kind of went into detail here. I think about it, but I can also go into detail later about it more that way. But next year, little fun thing I'm gonna do for myself personally with my dad, of course. There is a wrestling show coming nearby us. It's a WWE show, I should say. Coming nearby us. That's rare. I live in a very small town, so it's kind of weird that there's a show at least close enough to us. It's in the next city over, but it's very, very close that way. And that's really cool and exciting, and I'm very excited for that. Like I've always, one of my things I think ever since I was a kid, and my dad kind of talked about with me like growing up, is that like if there was ever a show like close enough by, like a WWE show, we'd go to it. If it was like if we were able to afford it. And yeah, so there's one coming by. And I'm excited. I am very excited. I'm going to be doing that next year. I won't say when, because I don't want you to try guessing where I'm at. Because you all can look up on the website and be like, where is it? I don't want to say it. So, but yeah, it'll be sometime in the beginning of next year that is going to happen. So I am very excited. So yeah, there's that. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that briefly. I guess that's one personal thing I can at least mention. And I'll definitely be talking about it. I probably will not be shutting up about it when I do like a next stream for it. So there's that. But yeah, that's about it. There's not really much about 2024. Look, I ain't gonna do the thing what we did with Gus on his Colorful Warfare channel, where like we talked about the New Year's, and it's like, how do you feel about the next decade? And I said bad. And what happened? I had a right feeling, and I hate that I had the right feeling. That is always going to haunt me forever. It's like, why do you feel bad about 2020? I don't know. I just do. Pandemic happens. I'll never live that one down for me, at least. I don't know. Even if it was positive, would it not happen? Is that how that works? Like, concept, I'm just curious that way. But, whatever. I said something, and something happened. I didn't predict pandemic. I was just like, I don't know. I just had a bad feeling. So, yeah. I mean, it's funny, but also it's not either, because it's like, woof, alright, but, so I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying how I feel about next year, because God forbid if I start saying anything, it might come to fruition from what I've learned, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut that way. I mean, I could put good things into the world, I suppose. That's something I can do, but, like, I don't wanna test anything right now, so we'll leave it at that. But with that, I think it's about time we probably should look back, though. you know? I mean, of course we can look to the future, but I think it's important to look back sometimes, even though sometimes it can be hard looking back into the past. And I don't know, 2023 is weird for everyone. I think some people had a good year, some people had a bad year for it. I mean, I guess that's every year, isn't it, for people, but that's weird. This year has been very weird. I'm not saying it was inherently bad for me. I just say it was not the most eventful. I mean, there's a couple highlights though that got me interesting and excited and all that. You know, that way. But like for the most part, I've not really done crazy amount this year. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it kind of started off rough in the beginning of the year just because of school and all that, just math and all that. Which, you know, that's something, you know. But I don't know, it's been okay though. Halfway like through the year, it got okay. So, you know, I'm cool with it, you know, that way. But yeah, I mean, we've been doing Crash a lot of this year, and we're still gonna do some Crash next year. Again, I apologize for that, God forbid. But still, I mean, Crash is interesting and fun, and I had a good time with it. I like that I did Life is Strange True Colors. It took me some time to get the true colors on this channel, like, and I apologize that I did not play it when it first came out. I just wanted it for myself, and I wanted to have time with it for myself. So that's why I only played it recently, because I felt ready to kind of have that experience with you guys. I don't know. Just weird, that way. There's that. What other, did I do any other games? Was that one Life is Strange I did this year? Woofity poopity. Hold on, let me, see. What have we done this year? I'm not gonna show my channel. I just want to do my channel myself. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, I quite don't remember what I've, done this year-wise. What have I also done? Did I only do, like, True Colors and, like, Crash? I swear I did something else, too. Besides, yeah, what did I do in the beginning? I did, like, a game in the beginning this year. I'm sorry. Really? I only did... Wait, is this really in the new year? Did I do this in the new year? I went into the new year with this. Okay. Oh, I went into the new year. We did Mortal Kombat. I forgot I did Mortal Kombat, like, very briefly. I'm talking about very briefly. Jesus Christ. Like, I did it literally last year, too, so. That's that one thing. Anyway, oh, yeah, mostly True Colors. Okay. And Crash. Whoops. Hopefully we have more games than that this year when it comes to live streaming. Oh, no, we did the Quarry! Of course, we did the Quarry. I took a break between. We did the Quarry, which, I'm gonna be honest, I never did a full review on it just because by the time I got done, I was very tired that day when we finished it. But honestly, like, if I want to give, like, a full review of the Quarry, at least in the sense of how I felt about it, it was okay. I think the reality is I'd rather have played Until Dawn again. I like the Quarry, don't get me wrong, but the characters weren't as, like, compelling or interesting to me. I feel like a lot of the time I got very angry at the characters. I mean, I got angry at the characters Until Dawn, but, like, I kind of started, like, slowly liking some of them over time. But here, it's like, I only had, like, a few that I really enjoyed. You know, like Caitlyn. I really like Caitlyn a lot. She was really cool that way. You know, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, like, there's a couple characters I was like, okay, I like, but not fully. Jacob, I kind of wish I just left him dead. I'm not gonna lie. I hate that I took so much time to, like, save him when I could have saved the characters I actually, you know, liked that way. But no, I took so much time to try to save Jacob, and it was not even worth it in the end. Just because it was like, okay, like, I don't know. I mean, not every character died, but I got, like, at least a handful. To be fair, a lot better than I did Until Dawn. A lot better. Almost, like, half the characters I killed off. In this, it's, like, only, hold on, he died. She died. Is there only 3 characters I killed off? But, like, I actually, like, yeah, I guess there's only 3. Woof. So that's not bad. Compared to, like, half the cast Until Dawn. Like, y'all remember that when I played it. I killed, like, half the cast of that game. So fun. So there's that. That's a whole thing, that way. But overall, I feel like the problem was, and I kind of realize now, with, like, Until Dawn, the game felt unique and kind of, like, campy, you know, like, in a good way. Like, it felt kind of, like, fun, the campiness. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's very traditionally very, like, you know, supposed to be a kind of you know, I don't want to say parody. It's not a parody because it actually does it really well. But like a take on like the whole 80s type of like horror-y genre kind of thing. But like for this, for one, like with the Corey, it felt very on the nose for one. Number two, it just like I feel like the niche for it kind of disappeared because it's like it's one hand when you do it once, when you do it like again and again, it's like it kind of loses it. Like it was unique at the time, but when you do it, excuse me, again, it kind of starts losing its like interest that way. And I think that's the problem with the Corey, is that like it just the inexcusableness of like the bad lip syncing and the acting being kind of awkward. It's just like doesn't work anymore because there's no excuse for it. Like the first game, you know, it felt okay because it was like the first game, and it was like, okay, you can forgive some of it, and it kind of makes it endearing. But for here, it's like I kind of see the issues with it. I kind of understand why people like liked it but didn't like it. It was just it for a predecessor that was supposed to be kind of sequel but not a sequel, a spin-off, let's say, a spin-off to like Until Dawn. It just didn't quite hit, you know, the right marks for it to work well, at least for me and some other people. Again, not a bad game. It is fun and interesting, but like I felt more frustrated when playing it than anything. There wasn't like the sense of like interest or like, you know, really immersed. Like I felt like I wasn't as immersed, you know, in the core as I was like with Until Dawn. Like I felt like I was very immersed in Until Dawn, you know, that way. I feel like maybe the introduction to the werewolves was a little too soon. I think maybe that might have been the issue too, because at least when it came to the oh god, I can't remember the name of the creatures in Until Dawn. But like it took some time for them to show up. Like we didn't know what it was, but people were dying and stuff like that, and it was very terrifying that we didn't know who was dying, and then we found out like what they were, and it was like Jesus Christ. Like here, it's like we kind of got an introduction to the werewolves too quickly. It just, you know, I felt like that could have been saved a little, like a chapter or two later. But whatever, that's just me. But yeah. Anyway, that's kind of my take on the Quarry. I never had a full review, but that's my review. I didn't hate it, but it could have been a better experience, I guess, is what I feel to need to say that way. So with that, otherwise, yeah, that's all I really streamed this year. So yeah, I don't know, hopefully there'll be a little bit more than just 3 games this year, next coming year, but we'll see. And is it like coming? It's like raining, but also it's kind of sunny out right now. That's weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Like the sun's trying to come out, but oh, anyway, weird. Just weird. For video-wise, like I said, I only did like one series this year, which was the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was fun. I think I kind of gave like a whole detailed roundabout at the end kind of thing, but I like Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Very interesting. Nice kind of fresh air for like the series. It was definitely just unique and interesting, and I like how they made it free. I'll always be happy when things are free. But you know, seriously though, I actually really enjoyed it. It was very fun. It was silly, and it got good vibes. All the characters were like in character, and it felt good. There was no like, it didn't feel like a hatefulness to the series. You know, it just felt like a homage to it, if anything. Like it just felt really cool. So yeah, I really like Murder Sound of the Hedgehog that way. Otherwise, I kind of done some different videos. Like I said, I experimented last year. I forgot about me talking about like the crowd chant at the time for like Rhea and Dominic. Just I don't know why I wanted to make the video, but I just found it very interesting how like people would just boo Dominic and just like cheer for Ripley, even though they're like in the same like heel group that way for Judgment Day. But now, more nonetheless of why I made the video, and I think I went into detail by the end, was like how Vince, who was running the company at the time, at least more fully that way, before the merger for the TKO and all that, just did not understand the crowd liking what they wanted to like. The thing is, I can tell and feel in his very soul and body the fact that people were not booing for Ripley like ticked him off in some fashion, which is why when I mentioned in the video how if they wanted Rhea Ripley to be booed, they just bring Dominic out just to get the reaction that way. But now it seems like with Triple H at the helm now, it seems like now they're kind of just cool with like whoever people are like vibing with, you know. People are just, you know, again, people like Ripley, and they're going to like Ripley for at least for a while, at least. I mean, I don't know how long, but for a while. I don't know. I think she's probably gonna lose her title at WrestleMania. We'll see. I have not a clue, honestly. When she'll lose her title. I'm assuming it's WrestleMania. Probably. It just seems like that would be the case, especially since Elimination Chamber is in Australia. So I don't think she's losing her belt in Australia. Unless she did, that'd be kind of nuts and really bad booking, I think, at that point. But not the point. But yeah, no, I kind of just wanted to make that video because it was just interesting at the time, and I don't know how relevant it is now, but it was definitely relevant then. So I ain't mad about it. Then I of course did the Tekken outfit video. I just wanted to talk about Tekken in some fashion. That video took me so long to make. I will tell you that. I had to do so many different versions of this video. Like, I've not really done anything like it before. Where, like, I talked about something specific. Like, it took me a while. Like, different scripts and different, like, write-throughs of, like, how I wanted it. It was gonna be much, much longer than this. But, like, the problem is, I hated that already. It was at, like, the 25, like, minute mark, pretty much. And I was like, I can't make an hour video about this. No one cares. So I cut out a lot of different characters. I think I mentioned it in the video itself. I cut out a lot of characters I was going to talk about. Costume-wise, like, the costumes I like for each character and all that. But, like, I just cut it out, completely. So, yeah, I might make a part 2 to that in the future with a lot of characters I was going to talk about. What are the characters I believe I was going to talk about? I don't remember who I talked about in this video specifically. But I think, let me see, let me go back to the video really quick. I'm not going to play it in the background because it's, even though it's my own video. It's my own video and I can do what I want that way. But, yeah, I think I only did 3 characters in this. Yeah, I did. 3 characters. Yeah, so I was gonna talk about Anna and Nina, for example. That was 1 or 2 characters technically. I think I was gonna put them in like 1 category or something, because them being sisters or whatever. But also because they didn't have like a lot costume wise going on, so I kind of wanted to just keep it simple. But I was gonna like talk about Anna and Nina. Never got the chance to, because again it got too long. I think I was gonna talk about like martial law. I think at some point. Yeah, I was gonna do martial law, / force law. I decided to combine them together, because again, not many that way if we want to go that way. But yeah, I was gonna talk about both of them, and I just completely did not have enough time to do it. So, who knows? I maybe in the future, I'll, do a part 2, do another one for that. I don't know if it's gonna be this year or not, but we'll see. I mean, I know Tekken 8's coming out something soon, so maybe that could be the time for it, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I would have to stick to the characters that are actually in that game in order for it to kind of get traction, but we'll see. Maybe in the future we'll do it. Also, for me talking about the analyst of the Tekken videos, I think I just kind of lost track of it, and just I think I'll do it in the future. I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think it's whenever I have like a kick of inspiration to do it again. But that doesn't mean there's no Tekken videos. I'll probably play Tekken again in the future. I don't know. I was thinking maybe Tekken Tag this year as well. This coming year. For 2024. Maybe doing the first Tekken Tag game. I don't know why specifically the first Tekken Tag game, but just because it'd be interesting anyway. To just play for the channel. But we'll see. That's it, we'll see. Kind of thing. I'm not sure. If I was gonna do it, I probably would have done that sooner rather than later, because again, Tekken 8 is coming out sometime next year. I think the beginning of next year, if I'm right about that. At least the full version of the game. But yeah. There's that. So yeah, like, but that was a kind of fun one. I just had the idea for it randomly one night, and I was like, I'm gonna do this because it's fun. It's because why not? It's a silly little thing to do, but I'm not counting really Monster Rancher because I've been doing Monster Rancher. Oh yeah, of course. The Game of Life, my Game of Life video. That was really fun to do. A thing I've been wanting to do for forever. Finally had the ability to do it. And I'm very proud of the video. I really like how it turned out. It was really fun to do. that way. I mean, it was challenging at first. I don't think I really told the full story, so I might as well do it here. I was gonna save it as a video idea, but like honestly, if I do, I'll probably go into way more extensive detail what I was talking about and maybe show some stuff about it. But long story short, the video took quite a bit of time. I really thought I had to cancel this idea for a bit just because of how struggling it was. So pretty much how I recorded the footage off of it, and this was a pain, and I'm gonna tell you guys right here, right now, about this concept. If you try using a virtual machine for gaming, it is really difficult. I will tell you that. It is very, very hard to use a virtual machine for gaming. It is very finicky. It is very hard to kind of get working. At least for me, I had to like do backtracking. And Google, I'm gonna come after you, Google, right now. All right, we're gonna have a beefing thing because God forbid I tried doing research on how to fix this, and all you gave me is like junk. My God, like God, you're so bad with advertising nowadays. Stop making inconvenience for research. It used to be a good researching thing. Now I can't even research the most basic things in life. God forbid. So anyway, yeah, long story short, when I came up with this idea, I was like, okay, how am I gonna do it? I can't really have. I kind of got my old XP computer working, killed it, by the way, on accident. Anyway, not that the point. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can figure out to record off of that. And I was like, I didn't want to spend money on trying to figure out how to record off of it and fail and, rinse and repeat. I just wanted to get something immediate that way. And so I found, like, okay, emulation, fine, that works, just, using the virtual machine. There's a lot of tutorials for how to set it up. And I was like, cool, all right, this can work. I used an XP back in the day when I played this game a ton of times, so it should just work just fine. I set everything up, worked it to a T, and then it wouldn't, like, first of all, first thing that happened was that every time I had it up, it would go dark, like, blink like a black screen, and so I had to change, like, settings to make it show up, so I can see what I was doing on the screen. So, cool, alright, fine, the hiccup, but that's fine, I'll make it work that way. So then, second issue, because my computer, because modern computers don't have CD drives or disk drives. So, I got this a while back before I was doing this whole thing, because I wanted it anyway, because I like listening to music, so, and I like CDs that way. So, I bought a external CD player that way, so that was not an issue. But the issue was, I had a hard time identifying the bloody thing. Like, it was so weird having to change things around and having to do so much research for that. So finally, I got it to read the actual CD, reader. It was like, cool, alright, fine, we got that done. I installed the game. I clicked to play the game. Nothing. It just go black screen again. And I'm like, okay, what? So I try to scramble around. I'm like, okay, maybe it's this one thing. And long story short, pretty much massive settings would not work. Nothing would work. It just not show up. It'd say color correction messed up or whatever. And I'd be like, what is happening? So took me so long to figure out, to the point I took a week away from trying to do this project of trying to even get footage. Just to get footage. I didn't even have a script yet, right? I was just trying to get basic footage so I can, like, go off to the footage that way. Because what's the point of writing a script if I don't even have, like, the footage, right? So, like, I was like, okay, fine, I'll go away for a little bit. And I decided to go back to it, do some hardcore research, how to really dig down and find, what I needed. Finally, I found a Reddit thread talking about the situation and saying how one version of the recent update of the virtual machine, I should say probably which virtual machine. I'm not dissing this virtual machine, by the way. I'm just saying it's Oracle VM VirtualBox. It's VirtualBox that way. I'm not dissing this. I'm not dissing it. It still is a good thing. It's helpful for, like, just preservation in general, for, like, anything. I can hardcore appreciate preservation. It's just not really great for gaming. I will tell you that. Just that. It's good for other preservation, but not for really gaming preservation. You might want to look for something else that way. I'm just saying that right now. But for preservation of like just the old XP and like Windows computers, beautiful. Does great, fantastic. It gives me great nostalgia. Just going around the old this XP environment, that was fun. That was one of the fun parts, at least I had with that. That way, like it's still good for that, but yeah. So apparently the recent version at the time that I used just wasn't wanting to vibe with like older games for some reason. It just wasn't vibing because people had times that they were able to play a game on there with a bit of struggle, but like not as much struggle as a recent update. So I had to backtrack, use an older version, and with a little bit of tweaking here and there, I finally got the game to work perfectly fine, no color issues whatsoever. And I got the footage. And it was some clean footage, man. I got some, like, good clean footage, and I'm really happy about it. Still, it made me very, very happy about the good footage I got from it. That way. So, yeah, there was that. So, but God forbid, it took so much work again, so close to the point of just canceling the project. And just waiting to see if there was another avenue. But I got it through, and I got it, and I got the footage. I got to do what I wanted to do with the concept, and I got the video out. So yeah, you get to see the video now. However, there was another series I was gonna do. It's canceled for right now. I don't want to say canceled, but put on hold right now until I find an avenue for this. This might be one of the times where I actually do need an actual old computer for this. So I was gonna do SpongeBob. I think Employee of the Month. Yeah, Employee of the Month. Cause it's like, oh yeah, I remember playing that game a bit when I was growing up as a kid. That'd be fun to play again. Yeah, would not start. Cannot start. I tried everything I could, and it just is so finicky. I tried doing it on my older Windows 7 computer, wouldn't do anything. I tried doing it on the VirtualBox, just with the XP version, just will not do it. It's a very stubborn game for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get it to work. I got it to work one time on Windows 10, and then didn't work. I got it to work technically on Windows 7, like one of my older 7 computers, but holy Jesus, the graphics are so messed up, that it's kind of not good to play that way. It's very terrifying, because SpongeBob's eyes are not there. And, if it was one thing if, like, some textures were gone, it's another if I had to stare at SpongeBob's, like, voidless eyes. Yeah, no, we're not doing that for a whole gameplay. I'm not doing that for a whole series. I ain't doing it. And I couldn't even get it started again, even after doing that, so. And even then, trying to go back to Windows 7, it's very hard to record off of older OBS, versions that way, because I used to stream and all that, if you guys remember, on Windows 7 before I moved to Windows 10. But yeah, it doesn't quite work with games nowadays. Back then, really, as well as it does now. So yeah, that's fun. I would not want to record even if I could. So yeah, so that's a back burner project. I'll figure out something one day. Probably the likelihood of me recording things is gonna be a weird setup. Trying to get to like an old XP computer or something that works. I do have the old XP laptop, but yeah, it's gonna be trained. It's gonna be a lot to get it to do a series like that, but yeah. But no, it's not really good. VirtualBox not really good for gaming, but like I said, it's good for like preservation in general of like Windows computers and like just stuff like that, and just other computer setups that way too. It's good for that. It's good for that. Which is important to me. That way. I mean, yes, I wish there was easier ability for gaming wise, but like for like older, computers and PC games and stuff like that. But still, it's better than nothing. So I want to emphasize that point like home, because it's like I don't want people to be like, well, you just don't like the concept and blah blah blah. It's like, no, I appreciate preservation in general. Preservation is very important. So I appreciate that it exists. Period. And look, it could be my fault. It could be that I don't understand anything about how it works. So, like, I want to put that out there, too. Like, it could be my fault. It could be completely, utterly my fault that I don't understand how to set anything up. So, like, if y'all want to prove me wrong, if someone out there, like, wants to explain, like, how to, like, set up PC gaming for, like, the VirtualBox, let me know, because that'd be good to know. There's not many games I want to play on the PC, because I never played a lot of PC games back in the day, but, you know, if you all want to explain that to me, go ahead. I would appreciate it tenfold. You know? But there's that. Anyway, that took so long to go to that topic, but I wanted to just explain the game of life in general. But yeah, no, good game. Good game. I enjoy it. Still, even if it's a little silly and not really, you know, it's more nostalgic reasons, I think, why I like it so much, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But if you have a chance to play a game of life in some fashion, do so. I don't know, do so. Just play at least once. At least once. At least that you had an experience with this game, because it's really fun. The 1998 version of it, especially since we have the modernized version, and it's not the same, the modern version, to me. Again, I know I'm nostalgic for the older game, but it's just not the same, man. There's something charming about how they did that game, the 1998 version of it. But yeah, and then of course I did the 12 Days of Christmas. I kind of took a break from doing videos for a tiny bit. Of course, I got COVID at one point. I remember that. That was not a fun time. Don't get COVID. Please don't get COVID. Please don't. I'm not joking about that, honestly. Like, if you can help it, don't get COVID. Well, it's not, like, as bad, like, because I was vaccinated fully and boosted and all that. It still was not a good time. It was still not fun. It was not a good time. I felt miserable for, like, a week, practically. It was not good. You may say, oh, it's like the flu or whatever, it'll be fine. It's like, it still doesn't matter. It's miserable nowadays. It's still miserable. And it was not a good time. And it makes me mad. So I got 3 years without having to deal with it. And I know, realistically, wise, and I got a kitty here who's just wanting to vibe. Like, I know it's not impossible, like, statistically to never get COVID, really. I mean, I'm sure some people can, but, like, the likely population of that is just, like, very small. You know, that some people are just completely immune to it, which I know there are people who are completely immune to it, which, you know, cool. That's good. But, otherwise, you know, I don't think I was in that population of slim people who were not going to get it, so likelihood is that you at least get it once, you know, that way. So, yeah, still sucked. Nonetheless, still sucked. If you can try not getting it, don't get it, is the point. So, yeah, I do remember the update video I made. And like, I just had to say, because I think I was gonna visit my sister at the time, so I said I was not gonna stream that weekend, and I was like, well, I'm not streaming that weekend for a different reason. Not gonna see my sister, and I was not streaming because of that, so, you know. There was that, but I was gonna stream, and then I was not gonna stream the next week, but then I just streamed that for 2 weeks, so fun. But yeah, so hopefully I'm visiting my sister this coming next year, so yeah, there's that. That is a thing, but obviously I'll let you all know if that's a thing or not. Yeah, then I did the 12 Days of Christmas, which that took a bit of time to come up with a lot of ideas. That took quite a bit of long time. I started coming up with ideas, I think in October, like late October. I started with like, okay, I'll do like a 12 Days of Christmas thing, and it took me a bit of time to get 12 videos. I really is like kind of toying with the idea of like just doing 7, like there's no week. But I came up with a couple things at the end. Yes, I got lazy with some stuff like the setup and the I mean, I sound like the Easter egg one is not that lazy. I mean, it's a little lazy, but not entirely. I had a couple of things. I did some stuff for it. It was still footage and gameplay, and it's fun. But, yeah, it was a bit difficult. The only one I had, like, recorded, like, way ahead of time was the tier list. But that was, again, like, right, I think around the time I got COVID. Like, I don't think I did the test yet, but I was starting to feel it, and you could hear it in my voice that I was starting to, like, kind of go. And I said, oh, it was because of streaming that day. And I was like, it was not because of streaming that day. I mean, yes, my voice will go out sometimes when I stream for, like, long periods of time. But that was not just like, oh, my voice is a little hurt. It was like, I sounded terrible in that video. And I was, like, editing that video. I'm like, oh, my God, I sound awful. But it's at least not, like, requiring me to do so much commentary. Like the Game of Life video or whatever like that, you know, it didn't involve that, like, type of thing where my voice needed to be kind of tip-top shape. But holy cow, I sounded, like I said, terrible. Just absolutely awful in that. Just, yeah. So, you know, originally, again, that was going to be the video that I was going to post out on the weekend that, like, I was going to be hanging out with my sister. She was going to come here. And I was hanging with my sister. I was going to have that posted out, so that way, even if I wasn't streaming, I still had something, you know, up and about, just to, you know, so y'all can watch content. But obviously, didn't happen, so I saw it, and I was like, it's perfect for here, you know, so, which is why I never acknowledged any bit of Christmas in it, was because of that. But otherwise, yeah, everything was recorded, with that, the idea of mine of the 12 Days of Christmas and all that, so there is that, but yeah, the one big video I did that was the Hanukkah Tales and Tunes, which was interesting and fun. I feel like I can go into way more detail of that thing, just in general, about my childhood with it, and how many times I've watched it, and how really, really weird it is, and me actually doing a full commentary. Like, I almost debated on just doing a commentary video where, like, I had the video playing or something, but, like, not playing, obviously, you know, but, like, having me, like, react to it as an adult, like, fully. But I was like, one, I don't have enough time, because I was really last minute when making that one. That was, like, one of my last, like, ideas I had out there that I was gonna do, that way. Like, very last one. So I was like, okay, I don't have time to just do, like, a video of me, like, watching over, like, this whole thing and editing it down, and then figuring out a way where I show the footage but not show the footage, and blah, blah, blah. Like, so I just said, screw it, I'm just gonna make it a, you know, like, kind of like a look back video. So, yeah, that was kind of, like, my just idea and things. Maybe one day I'll do it, like, fully, just, like, a kind of, like, making a silly little commentary video, commenting on the weirder little things that I just noticed in the thing. Like, let me get the script up. I do have, like, a note. I did a lot of note taking, and I kind of just made some, like, notes of the things I just noticed. And not everything obviously made it in, but I will share, like, at least one thing that I found really hilarious that I said. Or at least what I thought was funny at the time of writing it and everything like that. Because there was some funnies. There was very, very funnies stuff that way. Let me see. Let me see here. That way. Oh, yeah, like, I made a comment, are these people even Jewish, which I didn't mention in the thing in general. Like, I did make a comment of, like, I don't think these people are Jewish. I went into more detail. Or the concept of there's a line in the little special where, you know, he made, like, a comment that's like, oh, you know, what's Hanukkah and all that, like, and I didn't really go into the terms of detail, but there's a line where, like, the woman says, like, oh, it's very fun, it's very fun to explain, but it almost sounds sarcastic, and I said, yes, it's so much fun to explain. Who celebrates Hanukkah, something about, you know, or sorry, I'm going to say why. They're like, why do you guys celebrate Hanukkah? Something about lights. Anyway, how do they explain it? You know, kind of thing was kind of my joke. But I kind of left that out of the video. Because I just kind of wanted to keep it short and sweet. I just kind of mentioned, like, who, why, where kind of thing. But yeah, I kind of said, like, why do you celebrate Hanukkah? Something about the lights was my joke. Because that's kind of, like, how everyone explains it in a way. Where it's, like, something about the Festival of Lights and celebrating the, you know, being able to survive 8 days of oil and all that kind of thing. So, like, that was line of my joke. Again, I never used it, but, like, there is stuff there. There is some material there that I could have used, but still, anyway, that was kind of, like, yeah, my little jokey thing there that way. So maybe I'll go back to that, and maybe I'll, like, make a video where, like, I just kind of go over the stuff that I found hilarious or something, and just talk about it more sensibly that way. But I also did cut a bit out too of that video. I was gonna go into a whole thing about, like, more about, like, you know, Jewish representation in media and how it needs to be improved, but I was like, we're talking about a random puppet, you know, like, you know, being told, you know, being explained about what Hanukkah is and everything like that in such a small, like, kid-like scale, that, like, I don't think it was the time to be talking about very deep extensionalness of, like, the importance of representation. I do want to talk about it at some point, but, not the time or the place. I don't think. I kind of made a tiny bit amount, but it was more of, like, my kind of, like, my childhood kind of thing, but I didn't talk about like just the whole world in general. And I was going to, but I was like, this is a lot. This is too much. I'm gonna cut it, and I'm just gonna. I redid the whole part a little bit. I cut it down. I redid it a little bit. I redid the outro because I mentioned it a bit, so I just redid the outro. So yeah, So yeah, I cut it out because I was like, there is absolutely no reason. I think I still have the original footage for it. Somewhere for it. I don't know, unless of course I cut it out completely, but like I think I have the original footage somewhere, but I'm not gonna post it. I don't think it's not necessary. It's not really, it's neither here nor there. So there is that. The second thing I did, which was my top 10 video, I never did a top 10 like that before. I may have done maybe like a tiny top 10 within like a stream or something, but I never did like an actual video format of a top 10. Very fun. It was very silly. It was actually kind of one of the more easier videos to do because it just literally was me listening to some of the Marvel animated themes and then kind of just writing down some notes about how I felt about it and then just moving on from there, kind of thing. It was fun and it was a good time. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very of a fun little video that way. So I would have wanted to do it a little better. But I just, there's just a lot of things, again, time and everything like that. But yeah, I might do some more top 10s in the future. I don't know what, but we'll see. That way. I think my second video, definitely, like, with the costumes, is definitely, like, a test run of this idea. But I think, again, the top 10 was, like, a kind of first idea of a really, not first idea, first try of it, like, fully, of, like, doing, like, something along those lines. That way, but yeah, other than that was like kind of it. Like, I mean, I played Blasto again. That was interesting. Long story short, that way when it came to that one, I decided that was like another last minute one, but not completely last minute that way. But like, so pretty much, I was gonna say never again with Blasto. Like, after I made that video, the original one, I said I'm not gonna touch it. I don't want to do it again. But then on my Instagram, I got a message from someone who watched the video, and they said like, oh, are you gonna ever play Blasto again? And I was like, I toyed with it, and I was like, maybe I might. I didn't want to say no, because again, never say never, kind of situation. I was like, I don't know, maybe we'll see, depends how I feel about it. And they're like, oh, well, I really had a fun time watching that video. It was really fun. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was not expecting that, like, at all. I was not expecting someone to care about that video at all. I thought it was going to be one of those, like, the one-shot list of, like, oh, a game that no one's going to care about. But, like, someone cared about it. Someone liked it. And I was like, okay, interesting. And so I was like, okay. And I kind of just got to modern day-ish kind of thing. I have always been in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go back to it. Maybe someone does care. So, maybe I'll make it again. And I got to like this, and I needed ideas for the Christmas stuff, and I was like, all right, you know what? It's been almost like a year since I played it. I think I can do it again. I can make a video again of that. It was complicated and weird, especially since it's been a year since I played it, so I was very confused where it's at. But I made it work. So it was, like I said, it was interesting going back to. Again, I think it's gonna be one of those things where I might go back to like once a year, maybe, if I feel like it. So, we'll see. But, I just kind of wanted to just go again because someone wanted it and enjoyed it. So, I wasn't kidding when I said, for the person that wanted to watch it, I hope you enjoy it kind of thing. Like, because that really did happen. So, hopefully, the person that enjoyed the first video hopefully enjoys the second one and it didn't suck as much that way. With me being confused and fumbling around, not knowing where I was or anything throughout the game. So no, I'm not kidding when I said I got a message. So I hope, again, if you do even bother watching this, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you liked watching me play Blasto again. So yeah, it's always stuck in my mind. So I kind of again debated if I wanted to go back to it, and I did. So, and I'm glad I did. It was weird, but kind of something to do that way. But other than that, there's nothing really crazy to mention. I mean, I did the Garfield cart. I already kind of explained the detail of that. That way. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. And of course, I did a podcast, but there was that. That's kind of what I did this year video-wise and looking back on it. But yeah, I think I look back fondly. I think the most definitely is like the Game of Life video, and I think the Hanukkah Tales one. I did like I with the short amount of time I had, I did pretty okay. I think I did all right. Again, there's a lot of things I would have done way better, given if I had more time. But I think I still like how the video turned out. I still am happy how it turned out that way. I still like that it came out the way it did. I don't know. It was still a good video. I think I still, like I said, I think I got what I wanted out of that video that way. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go to the other the other Tales and Tunes specials, only because one, I don't know if I can watch every single one. A lot of them are hard to find. Like, for one, I can't even find the original one. I was only able to find a trailer for it at the time. But, like, I can't find the original one. And I'm not buying the discs, because I don't want to do that. I'm not in the mood to do the disc, rip the stuff off of it, and then, like, you know, it's so much of a pain. I'm not doing that now. It's easier just looking on YouTube and just getting the footage that way, but we'll see. Maybe in the future I'll do it. But yeah, like, I can watch the Christmas one, so nothing else. I can save that one for next year, even though I should have done this year. But screw it. Like I said, I wanted something that way, and it was during the 12 days, so, you know. But yeah, no, I'll probably do it next year. I probably will do it 10 times better, that way, and be able to do, like, fuller extent of research of it, that way. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'll go back to that one or not completely. We'll see. But if anyone has natural interest for it, I'll probably try. Nothing else, but there's that. But yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting endeavor, though, I will say. Going back to the thing, because God forbid, just a trip to seeing a lot of that stuff again. But funny enough, too, the funniest thing is it's, like, around, like, I think it was, like, one of the days of Hanukkah before it was obviously the last day, when it uploaded. But I was talking to my sister. She just mentioned, I think it was the first day of Hanukkah, and she just, you know, texted me, and we're talking, you know, about the holiday or whatever, and she remembered the Hanukkah Tales and Tunes that I watched as a kid, because of course she grew up around me and saw me what I was watching, and she mentioned it, and I said, like, I'm not kidding, I'm making a video on it. So kind of funny timing, just that. So, you know, there is that. Yeah, so someone at least was thinking about it besides me. But yeah, but otherwise, I'm proud of it. Like, I'm proud of usually a lot of the stuff I do. You know, I try my best, and I try my hardest with everything. I try my hardest with everything I make in some fashion. I'm trying to get better each video, each kind of way I try to making videos and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, again, I want to do more stuff like that in the future, just looking back at stuff, like weird things from my childhood, like weird niche odd things like that, you know, like I said, like the Game of Life video, or the Hanukkah Tales and Tunes, stuff like that, you know, kind of thing, where it's weird, not many people would know about it, so I get it's not gonna get hundreds of views, but anyone who watches it, they'll understand and know, you know, is the point. So yeah, I don't know, I'm sure I'll think of some other niche ideas in the future that, like, I remember watching growing up with her doing, and be like, oh yeah, that would be an interesting idea to make a video on, and I'll do it. But if I can, of course, if I have the equipment and everything for it. So, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of getting closer to the end of this. I don't really have much else to say that way. We're almost an hour anyway, so there you go. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna start wrapping everything up. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to think. Was just like a last roundup little thing. I guess when it comes to this year, this recent year, there's lots of ups and downs, but I think I still enjoyed like all the content I made on my channel. I still am proud of everything. Like I said, I really want to do more new stuff. I want to try experimenting still. I will, of course, will still do gaming and streaming that way. Like, just, of course, that's something I still love doing, but I also want to try doing newer things because it's fun and interesting, and I don't like sticking to one thing for too long. It's just not my style. So, you know, again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have the ideas quite yet, but I'm sure once they hit me, they'll hit me hard and fast, and I'm probably gonna be very sporadic when it comes to like my content a bit, you know. But it'll probably be worth it in the end. That way, for at least how I feel about it. And yeah, you know, I still again I want to stream more. Obviously, I feel good. I feel like again I could do more videos this next year, but I feel like I did okay balance. I commented last year how I felt like I was a little all over the place with my content. I felt like I did a lot of recording of like videos but not enough streams, so I feel like I'm close to that balance. I feel like I did a little less videos this year, but I did a bit of streaming this year, more streaming, so I am happy about that. I feel like next year hopefully I'll have like a nice little balance of videos and streaming a bit, but I feel like one has to be sacrificed over the other. I feel like this is how it works, but hopefully I can keep at least as close to what I did this year, if a little bit better that way. But yeah, there is that way, so hopefully I can stream and record more, do more series like I said, and you know, hopefully finish Crash next year. Hopefully that is what I want to do, is finish Crash, because I'm done with Crash. I want to move on. I want to do other things, because yeah, God forbid. I'm sure you guys do too as well. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. That way, looking forward to next year and all my creative content ideas that I will be able to get out to you guys, and hopefully y'all can enjoy. Let me see. I don't know when I'm streaming or recording next or anything at all. I'm probably going to take 2 weeks off, so I don't even know, actually, because I'm going to probably be visiting my sister at some point soon. We'll see, hopefully. Crossing my fingers that way, so. But, if nothing else, I hope to come back somewhere like the 20th or something. I mean, actually, maybe I might take a whole month off, because I'm probably going to start streaming that way, and well, maybe that's 2 weeks, probably, if I do come back on the 20th and do the 27th, and then just take a break on the 3rd. That way. Because again, I always do at the beginning of the month. That way. But we'll see. I will probably make a community post when I'm officially going to come back for streaming. But if nothing else, I'm definitely taking 2 weeks off. So I'm taking the 6th and the 13th off when it comes to streaming. So, and content and everything. So, yeah, it probably doesn't mean I'm not going to record anything or something, but I'm definitely going to take a 2-week hiatus for, like, streaming and stuff like that, so just so I can, like, kind of fully take a break for the holidays. I know I kind of took a break on Christmas, but I just want a little bitty break, you know, just a little longer break so I can feel really refreshed getting back into everything and all that, because Jesus Christ, doing a ton of videos all at once and trying to make sure they get uploaded on time and all that is quite a challenge, I'll say. So there's that, but still, like I said, I'll try coming back on the 20th. If I don't come back on the 20th, then I'll let you know when. But with that, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you like it, if you dislike it, comment below what you thought, what you want to see from me next year, content wise, just that way. Subscribe, and I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you have a great New Year's. I hope you have a great New Year next year in general, that way. I hope you, and if you don't do anything for New Year's, I hope you have a great day. Just a great and awesome day that way. So, yeah, anyway, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So, I'll see you in the new year, I guess. So, bye, guys.